folks, and welcome to Science and Sorcery, the show where we reenact Sesame Street behind the scenes. This is another session 34 of our campaign, Witness to Ruin. Are we more than halfway done? Probably. And I am joined once again by my wonderful players, Sam, Rachel, Khalil, and Alex, as we set off to end a character arc. Yes, you look worried, Sam.
It was the pause and the character.
Yeah, no, I did that.
Like, I know,
did
but
that
like,
on purpose.
and I reacted appropriately, I think.
Yes, you did. We're all very tired tonight, folks, but it's okay. We've got a fun session tonight as we come off of a hag hunt and go on to instead hunt some aristocrats. It's going to be great, but before we get started, a couple of quick announcements. First up, we have our Pride one-shot, which is going to be on the 21st of June this month, with wonderful guest DM Catherine Sheard, myself, and a bunch of other fabulous players who will be announced shortly. Sam, do we have a title yet for this one-shot?
Not quite yet. Still working on it to be clear.
It's just called Math Gaze.
I mean, that works.
It works for me, yeah. I'll be there as the Math Ignoramus, which is it? It will be that evening. So please do come and join us right here in Science and Sorcery on the 21st of February at 7 p.m. BST for another fantastic one-shot. Second announcement, which is that one of our friends of the show and former guest DM, guest player, and all-around fabulous and incredible person, Trevor Valley, could use a bit of help. He's launched another GoFundMe to help him with some of the costs for his cancer treatment, his father's passing, and other assorted costs. So we'll pop a link in the chat. If you've got some spare cash, why not consider throwing it Trevor's way and helping him out just a little. We love you, Trevor. Hope you get through this okay. And now it seems weird to go into the last announcement. Valkyrie RPG. If you, after doing a good deed, want to treat yourself to some lovely new TTRPG accessories, like some shiny gay math rocks, go to valkyrierpg.co.uk and use code SCIENCESorcery for 30% off, and then take that 30% you would have spent and send it to Trevor instead. There, I made it work. That is valkyrierpg.co.uk, code SCIENCESorcery for 30% off your order. Those are our announcements, and I think we're just going to go straight into the story at that point, as our party, having dealt with some evil hags, made a potential ally, and started to throw off the yokes of child cops oppression, possibly, awake in their inn in the town of Elmsford, as they prepare to go and hunt down the mayor who murdered M's family.
So we have the plan in order, right? We know roughly where they are in the city, and are there only so many warehouses in that area, I assume?
Well,
there's
a finite number of warehouses, unless they're non-Euclidean.
Yeah, it's a non-Euclidean part of town, I'm afraid.
That's like a 10 years ago CW drama. There's just infinite warehouses in any given city.
This is actually the entrance to Melbit, Alex. No, so you've got basically, there's 3 blocks that you know it could be in. You've not had a proper exploration of this section yet, so you don't know exactly how many warehouses there are. It's a mix of residential and business area, though.
And we know that Clara said that she was being held, she thought, underground, and that before escaping from the transport, she heard chickens.
Yes.
Okay. So we are waking up at M's Nan's house right now.
No, you are in the inn.
We went to the inn.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So do we want to go grab Clara to go with us on this part of the search, or do we want to keep her out of it until the final push? What do we want?
I think keep her out of it for now, just because if we bring her along, she'll draw attention.
But shall we? We have. She gave us a sending stone, right?
No, that
That's
was
Nerisei.
Nerisei.
Nerisei gave you
yeah.
a sending stone.
Yeah. Just thinking whether we want to. Nah, let's not bother about letting them know we're back in town after going to those hags, but it's fine. If we would need to go all the way there to do that, then we should just get her there.
Okay, why don't you use your disguise powers and make yourself look some kind of chicken purchasing salesman?
Why would I do that? Why?
So that we have an excuse to look for the chickens. Like, I'm thinking like a white suit with a little
Thin black bow tie, maybe a white goatee, some glasses.
yeah.
That's one way to do it.
Let's get closer, and maybe I will dress myself up as someone from the military.
Yeah, if we get into the area and we're having trouble finding chickens, finding what we're looking for, that's a good shout.
It is a good shout to disguise, but maybe not that.
Can I do a science fact?
Yes, of course.
So we were talking about chickens and shouting. So naturally my brain activated. Roosters have an innate protection against deafening themselves when they crow in the morning. So when they open their beak as wide as possible, their ear canal closes completely, and half of the eardrum is actually in contact with that soft tissue. So they've got their own built-in earbuds.
This is shining new light on the Humblewood campaign, which we're also recording for release later this year.
Spoilers.
Yeah, I'm
spoilers.
going to bring that fact out again.
Spoilers. Yes.
I could go further. There's more.
Also, I wish I had this evolutionary adaptation. Maybe I wouldn't have tinnitus.
That's true. Yeah, essentially. Anything louder than a vacuum cleaner for over 30 minutes is hazardous to your health. Join a union.
You get a nerd dice
Yes.
and a union dice, but they're the same. All right, are you having this discussion downstairs and over breakfast, or are you doing this up in your rooms?
Probably I think probably have breakfast and then go back to the room to have the discussion.
Okay. Over breakfast, you notice a group of 5 individuals dressed in very obvious adventurer's gear, who keep sort of shooting glances at you and then going back to talking amongst themselves.
Can I make an insight check on that?
Please do.
Yeah, I was just going to I have a 19 passive perception and 17 passive insight, but I can roll stuff if you want.
I'll let Blur to do her insight, and then we'll get to you, Nippo.
No, let's just pretend that didn't happen.
Okay. Blurta, you think this is Goliath? He's pretty hot.
I can roll for insight if you like. Or,
No, I think it's you can tell these people are not from around here. Just by the way they're dressed, by their accents in the whispers that you're hearing, they're foreigners. And their glances aren't malicious, they are curious. And they're not like their faces either.
Okay. Are any of us wearing our Crest Guard badges?
Not on show, anyway.
Okay. Blurter, don't look now, but look at. Have you seen that table at your 5 o'clock other side of the room?
Oh, with that hot Goliath guy.
Yeah, he's pretty fine actually. You're right. But no, yeah, they seem to be paying a bit of attention to us. Nothing to be too, jumpy about yet, but they seem to be, if not of our exact same profession, along those lines.
Okay, question. A really random question. Is this breakfast like a set serving or is it a buffet?
No, you've ordered breakfast from the waitress.
Okay.
We're all just standing in a buffet line, and you're like elbow to elbow. Well, you're probably elbow to hip with this like
Yeah.
buff Goliath.
Yeah.
Just whispering to your friend.
Waiting for the toast thing to finally.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Waiting for them to bring out
Fucking worse.
another chafing dish of dry scrambled eggs.
Oh, I have a fact about those scrambled eggs. 'cause I
No,
used to
no,
work hotel
no,
breakfast.
no, you're not allowed to do this again. No, no.
I feel like I am.
Veet, I can mute you. Don't do it.
I'll type it in the chat when this gets released.
Okay. So
I'll do it from the Science and Sorcery account. Sam won't be able to stop me.
So
Right,
you,
yes.
you see them. What's happening?
Yeah, so you said that they're not looking at our faces.
No, they're not. They seem to be looking
looking
over
at our
your
junk, or-
outfits. Yes.
I mean, they're probably
telescopes.
just fans.
So they're looking at our outfits.
What are we wearing though? We're just wearing like normal armor. and,
Well,
like-
we're wearing adventuring gear, which I guess is
Yeah.
not what most people wear.
No.
You know,
No. You
people
are.
don't tend
you
to have
stand
breakfast
out a
in
bit.
chainmail.
How were our outfits described in the song?
Good question. Sort of generically, yes. Because I feel like that's a detail Blurta would have insisted got added.
Yeah.
Also, if you were spotting a celebrity, you'd probably be recognizing them by their face.
True. Or just because we're style icons.
I mean, fair, you are.
As you're discussing what to do about this, you hear quite loudly now the Goliath go, "Well, for fuck's sake, Jason, I'm just gonna go ask them." As he stands up, and he seems to have been shouting at an elven man, one of two elves. The Goliath stands up and marches over to your table. Right, excuse
Berta,
me.
be cool, he's coming over.
Good morning. My name is
Right.
Gelwyn of Nif. My companions and I are foreigners in this fine land, and we were wondering if you might be able to answer just a couple of questions we have about your culture. We seem to be alike in certain ways. The
Oh,
adventuring sort.
morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I mean, we're not from this exact town, but like, how far away how far have you come?
We're from Korrivan, the neighboring kingdom. Though I'm from the town of Nif, which is all the way at the coast, so quite a bit further.
What would we know about Corvin?
Make a history check.
Can I do that as well?
Yep.
The rolls are back, baby.
Hell yeah.
That's 7 to making it an 11.
It's a
I thought you meant the rolls were back in a good way.
No.
We don't have those.
Is it 16 for a
Yeah.
23?
Yep. And was Blurta rolling?
I'm not rolling anything right now, I don't think.
Nope. Cool. In that case, Limbo, you know it's a neighboring kingdom. That's about it. The capital, the neighboring kingdom is Vermore. The neighboring kingdom's capital is Corvain. You've never heard of the town of Nif. You know a bit more. You know that Vermore and Toberg, the empire on the other side of the country, used to be at war with one another, and Salor was kind of caught in the middle. But at the end of the war was when Salor gained its independence from Toberg. And Vermore has always kind of backed Solora's independence in this and made sure Toborg hasn't like come back to and like reclaim the land. You'll also know Nif is one of the most important trade towns, and the Duke of Nif is also named Gelwin. But this Goliath here is too young to be him. It could be a son, though.
I, meanwhile, is like, I am more than happy to exchange all the cultural details you would like.
All right. Well, thank you kindly. The first question is, what's with all the pretzels?
I mean, they're delicious.
Fair enough.
Do you not have pretzels where you come from?
I mean, we do, but not as. They're not as. They don't suffuse our societies in the way they seem to do yours.
Oh yeah, well, it's kind of a cultural signifier. You know, you can kind of tell whereabouts in the country you are by, you know, what's in the dip, you know, what the base is, what spices they use.
Right.
Yeah, it's a thing. I mean,
Well,
they're, you know, you'll learn to love it.
I'm very happy with them. I'm just. I'll look forward to trying more then.
So what brings
and
you
then-
around this way?
Well, my cousins and our companions and I are we decided to come in and well, Yassam decided as Crown Prince that we should go and investigate what the fuck is up with all the earthquakes, essentially. It's starting to affect our own kingdom a little as well, and the epicenter seems to be somewhere around here. So we reformed the Lion's Pride and we came down.
Oh, so it's reached...
I need to interrupt my friend for a second, and I'm just gonna like put an armor in Nimbo and try to say quietly, did you hear him say Crown Prince?
Yeah, I was just trying to kind of roll through it. I feel like if we make too big a deal out of it, it'll become a thing.
Yeah, it might, but it might also become a thing that we're trying to stay low and we're speaking to royalty. And then I'm just gonna go back out of it.
Anyway, so my name is Lady Blurter von Mandragore.
That's a Tobergian family, isn't it? The Mandragores?
Removed by a few generations, but originally, yes.
Of course, isn't everything. Oh, lovely to meet you, Lady Blurter. No, I did have another question, which is what we were actually arguing about, because you seem like a sensible sort. We've seen several groups of people who wear this strange symbol pinned to their outfits. Could you tell me what those might be? They don't seem to be city guards, but...
Oh, was it some kind of a little kind of crest badge?
Yes.
Yeah, those are kind of, they're affiliated to local government. They're authorized to do certain civic goods. That's about the story.
And this is a noble position, then.
It's a, you know,
Theoretically.
it's a civic job.
Fair enough.
It's, I would say it's as noble as the people assigning the job, people assigning the missions, and the people carrying them out. Just like any job.
That's a very good way to look at it. Do they have arresting powers?
Wait, Dagmar. Do
Yes. Not really?
they? Not really.
Brilliant. My younger cousin and Jessen's spouse have a tendency to get into trouble. So we'll still steer clear, but this is good to know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there are certain you know, there are still town guards and things who...
Well, we steer clear of those regardless.
Okay.
Just try not to cause an international incident.
Yes, yeah. With all of this madness going on at the moment, we don't need more. We don't need more of that.
So, if you don't mind, you were saying that the earthquakes have been coming into your country. Is this like sort of just on the border, or is it like widespread but just lower level?
Mostly near the border, but they've caused quite a few problems there. There's been an influx of strange magical creatures too. I don't know if they're related, but that's what we're here to find out.
This has happened. Has this happened before in the history of your home?
Let me make a history check for this bard. You're asking the right person the right questions. Let's see what he knows.
And does he have legend lore if he fails?
I will double check that, Alex.
Whilst you're rolling that, I imagine Muck comes up to the table after like heading off to grab a morning orange juice from the buffet.
Yeah, had a really big pea actually stored in there that I just had to let go. So apologies for that.
You see this really big Goliath talking to your companions.
Muck.
Who's the big guy?
Gowan of Nif. Lovely to meet you, ma'am.
And you? Carry on.
I certainly will. I was just racking my brain to see whether or not I have to spell legend lore.
So while he's racking his repertoire,
I'm very quickly reading. He does not have it prepped.
Oh, these guys are from the next kingdom over. They're investigating the earthquakes.
Interesting.
I believe similar things did happen about 30 odd years ago. Not the influx of magical creatures, but the earthquakes. The creatures are new.
Yeah, we've heard some rumors of that around here.
I mean, we had been, well, as you correctly observed, we are adventurers ourselves, so we had been looking into creatures.
I nudge Blurter under the table with my foot, not hard, but just like.
Well, I mean, above the table, I say that is we're obviously adventurers. That's a plausible cover story.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. The nudge was saying like, careful, don't go too far.
Yeah, not too much.
A few outbreaks here and there, so we'd been trying to keep on top of those.
Yes, well, that is sometimes that's all you can do, isn't it? I will leave you to your breakfast. Thank you so much for humoring me, and I bid you a very good day.
If you do happen to find any particular insights, I'd love to share those. Anything we find in turn.
Make a persuasion check.
I help by doing finger guns.
Are you proficient in persuasion, Buck?
I am actually, yeah.
Then you can help.
Okay. Can I?
Yeah.
Still 25.
There we go. Well, I'll need to double check with the big boss, but
Naturally.
I may just do that. Lovely to meet you again.
Lovely to meet you.
He walks over.
Yes? Are you lot staying here?
For the next couple of days, probably. Need to stock up on supplies and things. It's been
we'll see you around.
Been a long journey. Yes. See you. He walks back over, sits down, and puts his arm around one of the women at the table.
I just
Essentially.
Essentially.
I just whisper to Marcus, like, that guy is a snack.
I kind of tried to whisper to the whole group that I think that was the Duke of Nif's son.
Now I make a history check.
Go ahead and make a history check.
30-20.
Yeah. You, Blurta, being an aristocrat and probably being a nerd, You know that the Duke of Nif is a very powerful battle mage. He does have a son who has the same name as him. They are Goliaths. And they have essentially been adopted by the king and his wife, so that the younger Gelwin of Nif is pretty much a cousin to the royal family's children, two of whom appear to be sitting at a table a few seats over.
Holy shit.
I do quietly relay that.
There's also a dwarf sat at the table who appears to be the crown prince's spouse, who is a very foul-tempered fighter.
So, do I know the name of the spouse?
Yes, you would, with the dirty 20, that would be Sir Arvin of Terrestri. You don't know who the fifth person who's at the table is, who appears to be, at first glance, you think just a human, or maybe an elven woman. Upon closer inspection, you realize is an Aasimar, which is not common to see here.
Nimble, were you going to say something?
Oh, I was just going to say that if foreign royals are here, then that makes everything a bit more sensitive.
Yeah.
Things are escalating quickly.
Yeah.
I thought you said finger escalating quickly.
Given what Blurter said about them being about that one being that one's partner, maybe don't finger either of them without both of their consent. But
hey, I saw you from across the tavern, and I really like your vibe. Sorry.
But Blurter, you know about this sort of thing. Is it normal for royal children to be out doing dangerous adventuring across borders?
Was that a head shake from Dagmar?
It's not particularly common, no. At least not in any culture you're familiar with.
Also, just to double check, who was the fifth one? So it was Gelwin, Arvin, the prince, the Aasimar.
You don't know. Sorry, the fifth person is one of the younger princes, Lauren. The princes are both elves.
Yeah, nobles don't like to get their hands dirty, but I suppose if your background is a battle mage, then
depends on what kind of dirty.
We've all seen the blurbs on your books, Blurter. We know exactly what you're into.
The what on her books?
Blurb.
Is that what they call it?
Blurter, can you please buckle up your trousers and get your mind back on what we're meant to be doing?
Yeah, look, we've got a job today.
Providing important historical insight into hotties.
we have a lot that's going to happen today, and I think we need to get back on track and focus.
Okay.
Yeah, game faces on, everyone.
Can I propose that we retire briefly to have that discussion here?
Oh yeah, I've finished my eggs. I'm ready to go.
Right.
Let's go.
Flash forward to the discussion you had at the beginning of the stream, and then now after that discussion, deciding you're going to go look for the warehouse, you leave the tavern and head off towards the 3 city blocks near where Clara believes she escaped, on the hunt for chickens and a warehouse. How would you like to go about this?
I as we get towards the target area, I'm gonna lean over to M and say, M, I want to try something. I'm gonna go into an alley, and I'll catch you guys up in a sec. Just listen out for the second crow, and I'm gonna find an alley and using my speech of beast and leaf,
Mhm.
in chicken or in cockerel, I'm going to yell, "Oi! Oi! Oi! Oi!" and see if anything replies.
And can I make a perception check or survival
So
check?
the rest of you would probably hear.
Make me an animal handling check.
Well, I don't want to be rules lawyer, but the feature says that I use I get advantage on any charisma checks made using.
Oh, okay. In that case,
ability.
go ahead and make a. Are you trying to persuade or intimidate?
Well, what is the purpose of a rooster's
Yeah,
call?
what is the purpose of you yelling "Oi"? Are you
I
trying to
guess
start a
I
fight, or are you starting to
yeah,
find a friend?
I guess it's a little bit of a challenge. Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
go ahead and make an intimidation check at advantage.
I was making this from a science point of view, and I don't know if
Hmm.
Rachel was going to come in there with that thing.
Yeah, it is a bit of an intimidation check. It's saying this is my area, these are my hens, back off.
And also, I want to talk to the rooster more than I want to talk to the hens, because the hens, if they reply, will be quieter, whereas the rooster will just block his ears off and yell.
Yeah. Okay, Sam. In that case, can you make a perception check, please?
Perception. Yeah.
Not a terrible roll. It's not what we were looking for, but that is a 14 intimidation.
Okay.
And a 16 on perception.
You don't hear a response currently. If there is a rooster around, it might be too far off to hear Nimbo, or not intimidated by him.
I would just wait on Nimbo reappearing.
Yeah, I'll come back out and I'll
Do you have thaumaturgy? You could boost it up.
Oh my god! Yeah. Oh, Berta, you're a genius.
I know.
Let's try that in a couple of blocks' time.
You can definitely try again.
This is just like Minesweeper with chickens.
So I'll find another alley on maybe a block away. Yeah, and this time I will use thaumaturgy to boost my voice to unnatural, ungodly levels. Like, imagine a rooster threw a megaphone into a microphone through a PA system, and then in a parabolic reflector.
Clip of just Alex making that noise, and then I want a soundboard so I can just press a button and have it come back. Go ahead and make another intimidation check at advantage. And if M is still listening out, another perception.
Okay, that's better. That is 18.
And a 17 for me.
Nice. This time, you do hear a response. You hear an angry rooster from not super close to where you are, but you can figure out approximately where the sound is coming from.
All right, let's head that direction. At least that narrows it down a little bit.
Yeah.
I think as we get closer, maybe we don't want to be yelling rooster noises, but we've got a little bit of a triangulation.
As we're walking along, I'll just quietly be speaking to everybody and say, if we're getting towards the direction of where it is, do we need to scope this out in a different way? Split up? I know, Blutter, you've been desperate to do your visible fly thing.
I think we save that until we have triangulated where we're going, and then I can do specific scouting overhead.
Do we want to disguise ourselves in any way so that we're not necessarily known to the guards or known to anyone who's watching?
I think I definitely need to do that, but I'm not going to be a chicken man. I'm not doing it.
That's okay. You can just be anyone.
What about some kind of king of burgers?
No, No, that's
A weird
That's just
clown?
the mayor.
that seems like copyright infringement, and we probably shouldn't do that.
M turns into a clown.
I will leave. Is it the sewer clown?
I'm gonna disguise myself as everyone. What's everyone else did?
I might hang on to my disguised self in case we need it in a bit.
I'm not going to disguise myself.
Oh, you're not going to?
Because I have not prepped that.
No.
Oh no.
I'll put my hood up.
Yeah.
That's as close as I can get to a disguise.
I will. Minor illusion hair. Just
You're gonna have to keep recasting that, and it is static. Like it's
Oh, so-
if there's wind, it just does. No, it'll move with you, but you have to actively make it move with you.
Oh, so you've got
And
Lego
if there's
hair.
wind, it doesn't
Yeah.
move. Yes.
fine. I was picturing like like emo where it's just so gelled it's just rigid.
You can do that.
Em, if you want to be safe, how about you hop on my back, and I'll disguise myself as a hunchback.
That will not work
Why?
because another creature is not part of your items.
But what I mean is, if I disguise myself as someone who
like
has
cover
a
M with a cloak.
huge hunchback,
If you can cover M up properly, then yes, it would work.
I feel that's
Cool.
going to be more conspicuous if anything.
I have another thought for me. No one wanted to do it last time, but I will be the willing sacrifice this time, and I will climb in the bag.
Brilliant.
But we'll leave the bag open to allow me to breathe.
We should get you like a straw.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Let's pop into the nearest pub. We'll get a straw.
Or a snorkel.
I just have like a snorkel mask on.
I'm just thinking
snorkeling
back
is
to
just
when
such an
we were
innuendo.
in this. I'm just thinking back to when we were in the swamp and you encountered a hermit that sold a helmet of breathing.
Yeah.
Don't think we'd ever need it.
You
I'm gonna
can.
climb
M
into
can
the
go in the
bag
bag. Who is carrying the bag?
Probably Nimbo.
Sure.
Who's the responsible one?
Sword is two-handed, so probably not me.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, I've got the little satchel on under my cloak.
Yeah.
But like, you know,
It is open, but M can't currently see. Like M can see basically the lining of your cloak, but
Mhm.
not out onto the street. Not without sticking your head out.
I will try not to fart.
Please do.
I'm not assuming the bag is next near where the opening of your butt is, but okay.
What? No, because it's under my cloak. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Right, okay.
So yeah, we're walking, and we're
Yes.
narrowing down the area where these chickens might be, which is telling us where the warehouse is. Can we, keep an? I want to be keeping an eye out with my perception and my insight for
Mhm.
anything that looks more guarded than it would be. You know,
Yes.
like
I will assist with this.
If this isn't going to be an active perception check instead of your passive, so go ahead and make a roll at advantage
fire, guide me.
with some guidance.
God.
I reach like a small paw out of the bag.
So do I re-roll one of those?
You
just-
reroll
or
one of
both.
them, yeah.
you
No, you
one.
just
Okay.
re-roll the highest one, I think.
The highest one.
For advantage.
Okay.
There's
One.
there's no rule.
Reroll one.
Okay. I got one lower. I thought it was a 1 for a sec. It's a 7.
What's your total?
Perception.
Yes. With your guidance.
7, 9, 13.
7 plus 9, 13.
No, 7 plus 2 from guidance, plus 4 from proficiency.
Gotcha. There are definitely some. You're sort of on the precipice between the sort of artisanal part of town and the neighborhood M's grandma lives in. So you can see the houses on one side do appear to have slightly more security than the houses on the other, but there isn't anything that stands out massively. What you do hear as you're walking down the street is the soft of chickens.
Can we tell where it's coming from?
Yes. Yeah. There seems to be a yard on the sort of the more ordinary side of the street, where there is a hutch with several chickens and a rooster pecking grains off the ground.
I gently nudge Mark and Blurter, and I kind of nod in that direction.
Query.
Yes.
This is more like asking you all on a science level. Would you be able to tell acoustically if we were walking over something with a hollowed out underground space?
I
It
think
depends.
you'd have to stamp.
Yeah, it depends how thick and what material it's covered in,
Yeah.
and what sound you're using. Because I actually had thought about using something like thaumaturgy to like essentially, use a kind of ground sonar. But like, A, that would probably draw attention, and B, if it's deep enough down, then be hard to get anything back. Or if it's like earth and then stone and then wood or something like that, or whatever.
Concrete or something. No dice.
No.
There's a chance that it would work, but it's not guaranteed.
No.
Because like you can use ground-based sonar to look for like different minerals and like fossil beds and stuff in the ground. Also, my great uncle was a seismologist, and his research was in using measuring seismic waves and basically using them to tell where an earthquake or nuclear test was happening on the world, and how to tell the difference between the two, thus helping to enable the nuclear test ban treaty, which helped chill out the Cold War. So you're all welcome, everyone.
Nerd dice for your great
Look up
uncle.
Hal Thurloway if you're interested.
Fucking
I
incredible.
believe Alex and Khalil both get nerd dices, and Hal also gets, but like a really big dice.
Did I say something nerdy?
You raised the question, which
right.
started,
Okay.
you raised the question from a valid scientific point, so I'm going to give you a dice for that.
I'll take it. I mean, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah. I am also now wondering if, because they do use ground penetrating radar, which is not sonar, but it uses electromagnetic waves to find dead bodies that have been buried. So I wonder if you can use ground penetrating sonar instead.
The thing is, we would need some kind of receiver.
Yes.
And so unless we want to be like standing in the middle of the street with our ear to the ground, and then someone like magically generating like a poof, which could work, but might give the game away a little bit.
Yeah.
Also, I'm
Not the
picturing
most subtle way.
that Nimbear is the receiver. Just this bear lying on the ground and sending off pulses into super subtle. Okay, well, I think what I will do at this point is I just want to. So you say one side of the street is more like gentrified than the other.
Yes.
Okay. And is that all residential as far as we can tell?
There's a couple of shops intermixed, but there's no warehouses.
Okay. So the warehouses are on the other side.
You don't see any warehouses in the street, actually.
Okay.
So, and you know that Clara heard the chickens when she escaped the carriage? Not when she escaped the warehouse. So the carriage, she hadn't been in the carriage long.
Okay. So.
But you, like, it's around here somewhere. just
So
not
shall-
necessarily
so
next
let's-
to the chickens.
Let's start looking for any doors or gates that a carriage could get through. I
The
guess,
Yeah.
guarded ones.
Mhm.
particularly.
Okay. In that case, could I ask someone, except M, who's still in a bag, to make an investigation check?
As someone's rolling, I'm just like having a chat with Yarrow, going, "Is this your first time in one of these?"
I think so.
Very spacious.
I will guide whoever is investigating.
Okay.
I have a +1.
I have
Oh,
plus,
I
but-
have +0. Sorry. No.
but also I rolled shit. So
You have guidance.
Yeah, have some guidance.
I also rolled shit on the guidance.
And
that's
your
enough.
nerd dice. You got nerd dice.
No dice.
Oh yeah, that's the point. No dice. 8. Thank God. Okay.
Woohoo!
So 9 plus 8 is 17.
7, nice. Turn that around.
That really did
Um,
rescue.
Right. On this street, you don't see anything large enough where a carriage could fit through. However, as you turn the corner and enter a more spacious square, you spot one building, which does appear to have a large arched door. The carriage that fit through here, it wouldn't like necessarily be massive, but you could fit like a single horse-drawn carriage through.
So I guess we walk past, like, we walk past the entrance to that square, and
Yeah.
we don't stop. But after we've walked like half a block past it, we kind of stop for a chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were there any
So,
guards?
do we want to check that out?
Sorry, Alex, what did you say?
Were there any guards on that?
You didn't see any.
Okay.
But they might be
Can
on
I
the
look?
inside.
Yeah, or can I look up to see if there's like a watchtower?
Yeah, make a perception check.
I will
to
assist.
Check out the building.
Nine, 22, sorry, with the assistance.
Nice. Looking at this building, it's got a sloped roof, so you can't see behind it. But there's no structures on top. It does seem, looking at the building from this side, it seems that there is like a very narrow alley down one way, which might lead to the back of the building as well.
Does it have any windows?
Yes,
And are they shuttered or open?
they are shuttered.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to suggest to the group that we find the more out of sight entrance in the back.
Or is it worth sending Yarrow to scout that first, so that we are conspicuously not looking at it?
Or what and what were you going to say, Khalil?
Who's that? Muck gets a
Limbo.
nosebleed.
Mark actually dies. She's actually dead now.
Well, I guess your camera does have a slight green tint to it today, so maybe that's it.
I know.
Muck is here. I have a way of potentially getting us a bit more information, but it comes at the cost of quite a bit of power. So maybe let's keep doing as much as we can until that point.
I would just peek my face out the back, going, "Does Yarrow need to do something?"
Yeah. So
Yes.
and I'll like just keep just peeking out the bag, and I'm gonna walk past the entrance to this square, the building on the other side with the big doors. We need to know more about that. Maybe from the back, maybe from the front. I don't know.
Can we send that bird?
You're okay with rear entry, right?
How much prep do I get?
We've got some grease. I mean, we'll just, you can take it easy and find a way in.
Are you sure we can't send that bird?
What bird?
Oh, Oh, the isn't that for just messaging?
No, it's you can turn it into a raven.
Okay. Would a
Uh,
tiger or a raven be more conspicuous within this town?
Actually, it cannot speak to you, so Yarrow might actually be better suited to
Well, I
this.
thought also because then M could see through Yarrow's eyes, which would help.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, in that case, Yarrow would be better than the silver.
Should we
raven.
make you like a fake rat tail so you're less conspicuous?
That seems-
Fake one?
Yarrow, no, we're not dressing you up. Like,
Doesn't Blurta have a rat tail in one of those jars she keeps?
Probably.
we're not taking anything out of that. Let's just.
Okay, fine.
You just do what you do best.
All right, take a deep breath. I don't like this plan, but I'll do it for you. Yarrow jumps out of the bag and scurries
Dagmar,
off.
would it be better
Yes.
for me to guide Yarrow or M? Like, if they're going to be doing like investigation or perception or anything, who's going to be doing it?
It would be Yarrow making the perception check.
All right, I'll guide Yarrow.
No, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and Yarrow's going through the alley. You said.
If that's the way to the some way in, definitely then that
Yep.
way.
Yeah, Yarrow runs past the doors to this building, and through this narrow alley. You can see through Yarrow's eyes. There are several more windows, including a quite large one that is high up on the building, and 3 that are lower down along the side. Getting to the back, you can see it's like a little sort of communal courtyard area for the houses of this block. So there's people who've hung their washing out. There's like some crates that seem to be used for storage. And there is also a smaller door that leads into the warehouse. You don't see any guards. There's a couple of people who seem to be like just citizens hanging about the backs of their own houses.
Yarrow to look left and right.
Nothing suspicious, boss. Are we penetrating?
Is it safe?
It looks safe. Just can't see a way to get in unless you open the door.
I then come back.
All right. Yarrow comes back. Right, so do you think those 2 people were secret agents?
I don't know. I'm really not a spy.
Oh, neither am I. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, none of us are. We're making this up as we go along, really.
Oh, I could have sworn
But
Muck was a... Oh, never mind.
I will relay everything to the rest of the group.
So just so I got this straight, there is a little courtyard with chickens, then a big gate that
You're like half a block away from the chickens. At this
Okay. So there's there's like a big gate that a carriage could go through.
Yeah.
And then there's a little alley around the back, and there's a small door that
At the
leads
back.
to
Into the same building.
It goes straight into the building, not into like a backyard or anything.
No, seems to go straight into the building.
Okay.
And the
Okay.
front gate, it's not like a barred gate. It's like wood. You can see through it. It seems to also just lead straight into the building.
Sure. Okay. Question for the group: which door would we rather see through?
Oh.
I feel like the back door.
It feels like the back door, there's going to be less hidden than there would be at the front.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I can. Okay. Let's do this. I'm gonna need if we can find a spot where I can be a little bit inconspicuous.
Are there any
I'm
like
gonna-
cafes here that we
I'm
could?
gonna call on the. Pardon?
Are there any like cafes or something around here that we could just like or in?
Not on this city block, no.
Are you transforming or?
No. I'm gonna call on the eyes of Varela.
I will just kind of like, because I'm still in the bag, just like kind of like make the opening wider. It's quite inconspicuous in here.
Let me check the rules for this spell, he says.
What spell is this, Khalil? Just so I can pull it up as well.
Okay, so this spell is clairvoyance, which has a range of a mile. And so it can be anywhere within a mile that I have either been before or an obvious location, such as behind a door. And if I'm in the bag, do I still count as within a mile of that door?
No, you would be in another plane.
That's
I mean,
what I was checking.
Could you stick your
Yes.
head out the top of the bag?
Yes, but then you'd be a man, a giant furball sticking his head out of a bag, which
Yeah,
depends.
because
You'd need to find a way to hide Nimbo's head.
it goes against
I'm not
the-
saying that's
the-
impossible. I'm saying that's a caveat.
Why do you need to be inconspicuous when you do it?
Well, because casting a spell, I have to, talk with Freya, and I have to do the sacred motions and stuff. So, it's not the most subtle.
Well, we're in an alley. Will that do? Or-
You're not currently in an alley. You're currently in a square.
Okay, let's find an alley that is not the one adjacent to this building.
Cool.
Okay, some of you can stand on the end, and if anyone tries to come down, we go, someone's shitting. That'll stop them coming
I'll
down.
stand guard.
Yeah, okay, yeah. One of you at each end, me casting a spell, and another one shitting. Perfect. Four-way team.
I get like Yarrow out, like it's your
Roll a
turn to
constitution
shine.
check.
I don't shit. Have I ever shat in all the time you've known me?
Yes, you shat on that tailor shop floor. Have you forgotten?
I'm not doing it again. It was humiliating.
So I'm
And
gonna.
last time I did that, you committed arson. I'm not going through that again.
Okay.
So I'm gonna squat down in an alley. I'm gonna pull my trousers down, and I'm gonna cast.
Is that
flame.
part of the 10-minute casting of the spell?
Oh yeah, it's 10 minutes, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
You guys use paper out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
I'm
recall
gonna
eating
say
chili.
while Nimbo is doing that, the other three of you, can you all please make me a check of some kind or use of a spell or limited use ability to distract any passersby from Nimbo squatting, casting a spell for 10 minutes.
Okay. I'm just gonna say, if anyone walks by and tries to look in the eye, it's like he's got the runs. You don't want to see in there. It's bad.
Okay, make a deception check.
That will be a nice juicy 30.
Of course it is, Blurto. People quickly avert their gaze and just like hurry past when you say this. And Muck. This can be a distraction of any kind. It does not need to be.
Is there anything
Shit-faced.
tall nearby?
Like what kind of structure are you looking for?
Like a really tall torch or something? Like I was thinking lamppost,
Like
but they're not gonna have
Yeah, no. There are like lantern posts basically.
Yeah. I want to basically try and jump to try and like blow one out, but it's going to be a really high jump.
Make an athletics check.
Thank you. Okay. So yeah, I'm kind of doing it, and like slowly with each jump, I get a little bit higher, and like a little crowd starts gathering. Like, oh, I got a 19.
Yeah. Yeah. Eventually you jump up and you just smash the lantern down. And like the crowd is mostly children. But they're distracted and they're cheering for you. They're like, we don't know why you're doing this, but oh my god, that's so cool.
There's one guy at the back being like, I love street theatre. I don't get it, but it's compelling.
It's that part of town.
Someone else is going to come along and complain, ask if we've got a permit, send us on our way. That seems like Crest Guard work, that.
No, that's city guard work. It's like parking attendant.
Around the street where we are there any kind of like carts or stalls with things on it?
Yeah.
I'm going to cast Unseen Servant to just go and like knock a bunch of shit over.
Okay. I assume you're doing this using a spell slot rather than a ritual cast.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, your Unseen Servant just starts like. There's a guy screaming, "Oh no, my cabbages!" But it's between that and Muck and Blurta telling everyone that someone's got the runs in an alley. You managed to win Nimbo the 10 minutes he needs to cast.
I have never been prouder of the Finger Blasters.
Great teamwork, guys.
Putting the blast in Finger Blasters.
Nimbo, you see through the door.
So there is an invisible sensor hovering
VR
just
goggles.
inside that door, and I'm looking around through it.
Yeah.
And I can switch between hearing and seeing, and so I'll be seeing first,
both.
and then I'll listen in a bit if there's anyone talking.
You see a warehouse that has boxes and crates piled up inside. There is one entire wall which seems to be entirely wine racks. There are paintings with cloth covers draped over them, furniture covered in dust sheets, rugs rolled up, some rugs lying on the floor. It seems to be the storage space of someone with quite a bit of money. Switching to listening, you can hear the sounds of the street, cheering, screaming merchants.
Someone shooting! My cabbages! Bravo, bravo.
But you don't hear anything from inside the warehouse itself.
Okay.
You think this is the one? I don't know if you can hear me.
I'll stand up, pull up my trousers.
There is one other thing, Nimbo, which you would have noticed, which is some of the crates seem to have been emblazoned with a mark, with a clock tower on it.
I will relay this to everyone. Do I recognize that mark at all?
So you know that the mayor is Baron Xander Bellevue. A clock tower would not be out of the realm of possibility for him to have as a family crest.
Yeah.
Baron
Also because he's a bell. So I can still see through this and hear through this for the next 10 minutes. So I'll be occasionally dipping in and out to see if anything has changed, if anyone's arrived, anything like that.
Yeah.
Can you move it?
With clairvoyance, I can't move it. It's I think scrying it can follow someone. I think,
Okay.
but that's like 5th level.
So, and there's no sign of any people in there right now.
No, just lots of expensive stuff, with the Baron's crest on some of it. So we've definitely found a warehouse of the Baron's. It's definitely a good place to start.
And what we're looking at, is it like a separate room or is it like one big hall? So you've gone in
seems to
through
be
the back and you
one
can see
big
the front
hall.
doors.
Yeah.
So you can see the
It's-
front doors
yeah.
as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, it seems to be just one room.
What about the floor? Is there a carriage in there or is it empty?
You don't see a carriage in there now.
Okay. And they're like hatched to get down.
Yeah, was there any like dust on the floor that had been disturbed, or was there any like any visible hatches or latches or hinges
Make a perception
or hinges or scringes? Pardon?
Make a perception check. You do actually. There's several binge drinkers. It's very odd. They've suddenly appeared.
Perception.
Yeah.
No, 19.
Nice. You can see there's definitely some bits are dustier than others. Especially the part in front of both the front and back doors seems to be like the most heavily trafficked area. You can't see any like hatches or trapdoors, but parts of the floor are also covered with stuff. Including there's a few rugs covering the ground, but also just the crates and boxes and furniture. So the bits of open floor you can see, you can't see an obvious way to go down.
Okay, so I think there's two, maybe, well, there's at least two, maybe three options here. It's like one, we just sneak in, like, just raw, like no sort of side plans. I can also pitch that maybe we have someone filling the role of the Karen at the front door to distract anyone away from what's going on inside. But I don't know if that would just make it more conspicuous in overall.
There's no one in there though, right?
It doesn't seem like anyone is in there.
But how much of the, like when you were seeing inside, could you see like the whole room or just like
Yes.
the corner? Okay, I thought it was just a corner. Yeah.
No.
But we will need to be careful of, people on the outside, whether they work for the Baron or whether they're just townsfolk, when we are, breaking in, when we're gaining entry. So, God, you said that there was an alley.
Yes. With three windows, three lower windows and one big window, but that's higher up.
Yeah, and from my clairvoyance, it looks like they all just lead straight into that same chamber.
They do.
Can I also pitch that there's a good chance this is magically alarmed?
Oh, that's a good point.
Well, let's check, and I will put up detect magic.
Okay. You cast detect magic and approach the building. And I think that's where we're going to take our break before we get too much further into things. So let's say we'll be back in 5 minutes, folks.
Okay.
See you soon.
We're marching through the swamp like this.
We're the finger blasters and we're here to say something.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
Do you wish to consummate this marriage?
Consummate here? No, that's
Not,
for
not, not in that sense.
not
the aquarium,
not in front of the Kraken. It's just a baby.
Maybe like a scene where you got one Bollywood like on a throne kind of thing, and then all the other races are around.
We're making a Bollywood supremacy case.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you're gonna see is with every single breath, her tattoos start to shimmer, and then they start to grow out of her skin into real plants, and even the ones on her neck grow onto her face.
As you
That was
leave,
fun.
you see him kind of like he's smiling, but he's also shaking his head.
We
We get that a lot.
Put, a hand gently on a big hand on the small of the back, not small of the back, sorry, between the shoulder blades. Sorry, not like that. No, between the shoulder blades, the top of the back.
Roll to seduce the goblet.
Crossed over the tramps now.
Also, the dragon snorts a little bit and then says, "The conservationists, I have heard it all, and now I see that my nest has been disturbed. What a morning!" And he turns around and begins sort of like trying to tidy up bits of the nest. So, you want to advance my species, is it? How strange.
Murder,
Yeah.
murder. You're kind of.
I think we should set sail again. We've sat idle long enough, Billy. I think we should sail that way, towards those particularly majestic-looking seals. I'll get the clubs.
If you come to the bathroom and come in, you'll just hear a shout going, "No Armani, no Punani."
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Missed that perception check, huh? Life can be so short. Do you want to kiss me?
No, that's a fucking critical hit.
Wrong credit.
We're back. We're back. We're infiltrating a warehouse, and M has just cast detect magic. You see every single door and window that you're currently looking at on that warehouse light up. Primarily with, I had it right here, abjuration magic.
Can you remind the audience what that means?
The audience, this is protective magic of some kind.
I will relay that to the group. So
Well done for checking that.
I think Blurt is
There
right.
are
though.
hints on some of them of different types of magic as well, including illusion, enchantment, evocation, and necromancy.
So this place is trapped up to the nines, is what I'm getting here.
I think you found the right warehouse.
Yeah, it seems like we're in the right place.
Are these, strictly speaking, on the entranceways?
From what you can tell,
So what?
I believe detect magic would not penetrate a foot of stone.
Just what I'm broadly thinking here is, what if we just made our own entranceway?
You would not be able to tell if it extends into the wall. It might not.
What do we have to
You can
reckon
certainly
then?
try.
Or, like, are any of the windows on ground level?
Yeah.
And are there any gaps in the shutters?
You've not investigated closely enough to know.
I will. And I ask to M, the spells extend outside of the building, or is it literally just on the actual?
It seems to cover the doors and windows.
So if I go up and squint through a window, it's not going to set anything off.
Depends on whether or not you touch it. You don't know.
I'm not going to touch anything.
Nope. You can try.
Okay, I will go up and just.
Are you doing this on in the square, in the alley, or in the back of the building?
In the alley, probably.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and make an investigation check to try to find a crack to look through.
Guidance.
Yes, Khalil. Guidance.
That might. No. 8.
8. These shutters are shut tight.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
I have a folding boat. What happens if I would try to unfold it in a small area?
That probably depends on the spell description and several other things.
What is the
exploding boat?
Yeah, would we end up with a hole in the wall, or would we end up with lots of different pieces of a boat?
Yeah.
You would probably, if it's wooden boat against stone wall, I don't think we need a science fact to say which of those materials is stronger.
Wood.
Depends on the stone and the wood.
Well, science fact. So plants and fungi can grow through pavement because of they're not because but you know if you were to smash a mushroom against the pavement, the mushroom would be paste. But because the mushroom is growing via what's called turgor pressure, so you might be familiar with the word turgid. It means that if something is filled with fluid and therefore hard and pressing out from the inside, and so that's how you can get plants and fungi forcing their way through hard pavement by being so turgid.
It's nerd dice, first of all, but I don't think that's going to work for this boat.
No.
The boat would, if you try to unfold the boat in the alley, say, it would, and you kept trying to unfold it, it would either just sort of twist so that it went long ways instead, or it would snap.
Okay, gang, I have 2 potential ideas for things that could be helpful for us. First of all, and this would use another of my most powerful spells for the day, but I could dispel the magic on one of these entrances to see if we could get in.
Does that get rid of like everything, or is it just like one type of magic?
Let me consult my school notes from the
You know what would be kind of fun here?
So hold up, Berta. I choose any one creature, object, or magical effect, any spell of third level or lower on the target ends. And for each spell of fourth level or higher on the target, make an ability check. So if I target the door or the window, then it would target every single spell that is active on that door or window. So there's that. Or for free, I can give us a bubble of silence to get up to loud bullshit.
We could
even. Yep.
No. When you go. The one thing I'm gonna raise is one thing that Dagmar said was illusion, and we currently believe this place to not have any people in it. That may not be true.
The illusion magic, just to be clear, is coming from the windows or doors as well.
Yeah, but windows could show us the wrong thing, and yeah.
Oh,
No,
yes, except that Nimbo looked from inside the building.
The clairvoyance was from the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Can I pitch
So,
what was your other idea, though?
No, those are my two ideas. One was either dispel the magic on one of the doors,
Or
windows. The other
silence.
one was I could make a bubble of silence for you guys to do something crazy.
What if somebody were to attack this warehouse and then the Crest Guard nearby were to come in and investigate to see what had happened?
Can't lie. I just can't. I'm bad at lying. Really bad. You've seen me try.
Not all of us share your talent, Berta. That's true. Also, that could gain us entry, but it would also gain us attention.
True.
Yeah.
I think the spell magic is the best route at the moment, but I know that's a powerful spell for you if you think that you can manage without it.
Yeah, well, I've got this potion of mana, so I could try to regain a little bit of power if we're going to need it later. I'll make sure to save enough power to bring someone back from the dead, because with our luck, you never know what's going to happen. But yeah, if this seems important.
The other final option, I think, is that potion of etherealness. Was it or like oil of etherealness?
Oil of etherealness. Yeah. You would need to spend 10 minutes lubing someone up. Probably while Blurta yells about someone shitting in an alley again.
And does this only affect one person?
There's enough oil for one person.
Okay, well, never mind that then.
Oh, so then someone could go ethereal, go inside, have a wander around, even check out the basement because they can travel through walls, and then open the door from the inside. Although it would still be magically warded.
Okay, shall we vote on it?
Or just one question. So would it still be one usage if we were to lube up the arrow?
No, I'm not doing that.
There was the wizard gear.
What?
Was famous for lubing up his familiar.
Oh god.
No, I think honestly, that it would be a good idea to at least have someone have a look around ethereally before we go in, because there's so much we don't know.
Oh, one other question I had: is this place detached or is it like semi-detached?
There's it's semi-detached.
Okay.
Oh, good market value. Who's going?
I don't mind doing it.
I mean, I could also be invisible.
Well, when you're
the
ethereal, I
alarms and
think you are
everything.
invisible because you're in the ethereal plane, right?
Yeah.
When you gain the effect of the etherealness spell, which means yeah, you remain in the ethereal plane. So you cannot be perceived by creatures that are not on the ethereal plane.
Okay.
If you take your shield back and reconnect with Idal, then that'll help you look around while you're down there.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'm
You
happy
need
to
to
do
take a
that.
short rest to attune.
Oh, okay. We don't.
Yeah,
need
but
to
it's like what, 10 in the morning?
Yeah, it's not like it's yeah.
We can go chill with a shield and come back.
Coffee.
Thank you, coffee.
Easy enough to go and find a place to have a drink, reconnect with the shield.
Muck
and
goes
leave
into
Muck
the
up.
toilet with a shield and comes out looking perky.
Does Nimbo go into a toilet to clean himself up as well after just shitting in an alleyway?
I thought you said we go into adjacent cubicles and I pass the shield underneath.
Bold of you to assume there's cubicles. There is a single long drop.
Someone shitting.
I feel like that's the name of the episode. Someone shitting.
Okay. Short rest.
Cool. So short rest. So Muck, you now have your Sentinel shield, which gives you advantage on perception.
Yep.
Thank you so much. And then I will take a quick moment to reconnect with Idol as well. And I'll just be like, I know we haven't really spoken since the whole me nearly dying thing. I think it's because I thought that you did it, but apparently Nimbo said that there wasn't any of your like divine magic or whatever involved in the ring. So I guess I'm ready to talk to you again. But if you could really just give me a heads up, if I'm about to put on a fucking cursed ring that's going to lead to my untimely death, then that would be great. Otherwise, what's the bloody point in having a god anyway? That doesn't seem very just. That doesn't seem very fair. So yeah, fuck you, but also hi, I guess.
Make a religion check.
Can I just say, I think that Muck gets MVP just for that.
I was just thinking the exact same thing.
Is the nerd dice a D8?
It is.
Sorry, I don't get them very often, so I just need to check.
Oh, and could I have guided Muck? As I was passing across the shield, if I knew she was going to commune with a deity, I would have guided her.
I did just kind of start monologuing because Nimba didn't have a chance.
That would need it. So because it's.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm just saying the mechanics of if you're doing this after you've attuned, more than a minute would have passed since you last touched Nimbo.
Fair.
Okay, well I got 11 then in that case, including my nerd dice.
Yeah. You feel.
Ooh, can I help instead?
Yeah, I'll allow that. Go ahead and roll advantage. You can be praying in the next cubicle.
I am very proficient in religion.
21.
Well,
21.
Is that with your nerd dice as well?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you sense amusement at being spoken to in this way. But you also become more aware of the disconnect between you and Idal because of the separation of the planes. You become aware of the distance between you. And you can sense regret that he could not warn you. But you also gain the understanding that he isn't aware of every single thing that happens on this plane because of the separation. So he did not know of the ring. He genuinely thought Casimir had destroyed it.
All right, well, I won't stay mad at you, but I'm not gonna feel like sorry for you or anything. Like, don't get your hopes up, mate.
More amusing.
Yeah, that's it. I'll rejoin the group.
Absolutely. All right. Having attuned the shield, do you go back into the bathroom to lube Muck up?
Is that seems like a job that Muck can do herself?
Yeah, if you need
Unless you-
help, we can, but like, we don't need to.
All right, Muck can self-lube.
All right. Self-lubing Muck.
No comment.
I'm not gonna say anything. Let's just move on.
Muck, you use this cloudy gray oil that, as you apply it, seems to quickly evaporate. I'm ignoring all of you. Once you finish applying it to yourself and your equipment, you feel yourself get pulled away from the plane you're on. And I love how Alex is just stone-faced, not paying attention to any of you.
I'm a professional.
Continue.
You feel yourself get pulled away from your normal plane and floats into the ethereal. You try to touch the door, the wall, and you just pass straight through.
This is very new for Muck. Muck has no stealth. Muck has no grace. Muck has BO. So like this is just a completely new experience, which is kind of why she volunteered herself to go for it. But I think the first thing is being on the inside now, knowing that those doors are trapped. Is there any, can I see it without being able to detect magic? Like, is there anything that might be, the source of it that sticks out to me?
Right, so making your way over to the building, it's really odd because you can only see about 60 feet to any side. And everything is grayscale. I think this is why your camera is the way it is, Rich.
It's so weird.
You were preparing. You get to the warehouse and you don't see anything that looks like it could be magic. You're not sure what magic would look like, but you don't see anything beyond the walls, the doors, the windows. And you enter the warehouse?
Yes, yep.
Right, yeah. Passing through, you now find yourself in this storage space filled with beautiful furnishings, expensive wines, paintings, and the like.
Yeah, I guess this is as Nimbo described. I'm not seeing anything that looks out of place here, but I am curious about all the rugs on the floor, and because I can't pick them up, the best thing for me to do is just gonna sink slowly into the ground till I'm kind of anticipating that I'll enter a room below, but if not, I'll just see dirt, I guess.
And can you at this point go ahead and make an investigation check for me?
Not perception?
No, because you're investigating, not simply perceiving.
One. Natural one. Natty one. Big one.
You start sinking down into the ground.
Am I dead?
You think that for a moment. You're like, is this what being buried alive feels like? Before you realize you can just go back up. You move over slightly and you go back down. More dirt. You go back up, move over slightly, go back down. more dirt. And you do this for about 10 minutes.
Oh. Okay.
Before you realize you can sink down and then just move in that space as well.
I'd like to do that then a little bit.
Did we agree back outside in terms of like when Muck should come back out and?
Did you discuss this during your short rest?
I
No,
mean,
okay.
we probably would have chatted a little bit in our short rest about making
Rachel
some
was
kind
very
of
quick
plan.
to say no, but absolutely.
I think the question
you
is,
think you would have discussed this?
We did, but maybe Muck wasn't listening.
Yeah, with a nat 1, maybe Muck was too busy looping herself up. But like, because she's going to be like this for 8 hours, right?
It only lasts for an hour with the
Okay,
oil.
okay.
The spell itself is 8 hours if you cast it, but this is just a 1 hour effect.
Okay.
All right. Muck. Moving around in the sort of like the top of your head is basically just poking out of the floor. Essentially, you eventually find underneath one of the rugs you see a ladder and a shaft going down.
I'd like to descend.
You descend down the shaft and enter a corridor.
That one got Alex.
All right, like get it out, folks.
Okay, I'd like
the shaft.
Yeah. Now I'd like to proceed through the corridor.
Christmas Eve.
Oh, I'm looking around as well to see if there's anything cool about the corridor.
So it's paved. It's like it's not just like carved out of dirt. It's like lined with brick. This is a well-constructed corridor. There are currently unlit braziers for torches at regular intervals. How far down are you going?
I just noticed because of the shield, my passive perception is currently a 19, so I'll just throw that into the mix.
Yes, that's good to know. You're not noticing anything like traps or anything like that as you're passing along in that case. How far are you going?
So
you can only see about 60 feet in front of you at any time. And it seems to be, there's occasional like changes of direction.
Okay. I would like to take note of where I am, like look at the braziers, and then God, the thing is, if I end up stuck, no, I can just go straight up.
Yep.
I can always just go straight up. Okay. Yeah, fuck it. I'm going down the corridor. But I'd like to be taking a mental note of the directions that I'm taking. Like, I want to do it in, like, paces.
Okay.
Like,
in that
and
case,
nat 1's worth of notes?
make a survival check.
Is this still on a nat 1?
No. This is a new check. Make a survival check. To try to keep track of the direction you're traveling and how far.
Oh, natural 20.
There we go.
I am the bell curve. Well, I'm not, actually. I'm the end.
What?
You are the tails.
I'm the tails, yeah.
You pass the subterranean navigation course at Ibn Point.
I know, that's right.
Like, with 110%. You are good at this. And you keep track of exactly where it is you're going. There's a left, a right, another right, left again, another left, a long straight bit. It's like almost 10 minutes before you reach another area. You see a door. And you know approximately where you would be right now would be just at the edge underneath the mayor's mansion.
Oh, but I still haven't found the were people.
Nope.
Are they in the mansion? I'll pass through the door.
Okay. Passing through this door, you enter a space that seems to be, you know, one of those conversation pits people had in the 70s? There is a lower area, which is where you enter, with walls almost 10 feet high, and another level that you can see within the same room. There is a somewhat cozy looking sitting area set up on one side of this lower area. On another side, you see cages containing living spells, like those you fought in the streets of Elmsford earlier. And at the back, you can see weapon racks, short pillars that seem to be displaying artifacts and items of some kind.
And the whole time I've been walking, have I seen anyone else?
No.
Okay. All right, can I inspect the artifacts?
Yep. Moving closer, you can see there's a variety of different things. Some of them look like they all look like they could be magical in nature, but some more obvious than others. There's orbs, books, the skull of a unicorn, skulls of mounted heads of other magical beasts. It's just like a, what would you call it? Like just a collection of magical artifacts of some kind. As you're inspecting these items, you hear a door open on the upper level, footsteps, and coming down a short staircase into the lower pits is a familiar figure. A tall, blonde woman who you last saw when she led a group of people to abduct M back in Lishold. This is Katya, the bear-wear. Werebear. Bear-wear?
Beware the werebear.
Mama?
Oh shit. So she's working with the mayor. That's like 2 birds, 1 stone. Okay, how much time do I have left on this oil?
At this point, probably about 20 minutes.
Okay, and it's 10 minutes to get back down the corridor.
Thereabouts.
Means I can go a further 5 minutes before I need to turn back.
Yes.
Okay, I still haven't found where the people are kept. Right, I found living spells, but no people.
Mm-hmm.
Looking around, are there any doors or is it steps to go up?
It's steps to go up onto the upper platform in the room.
I ascend.
You ascend. You can see now the door that Katya came through. There's just a single exit to this room, it seems, other than the door you came through. Going through that, you enter another much shorter corridor, and you can see here there are several cages, larger cages, like prison cells almost, lining this corridor.
And are there people in there?
There is a frog-like creature in one of them. And there appears to be a wolf in another. The other 4 are empty.
Okay. And is there a door at the end of this corridor?
There is a ladder going up.
Up again. How much time do I have enough time to go up?
You've maybe got about 2 minutes before you need to turn around.
Yeah, I ascend straight up.
Ascend straight up. You find yourself standing in a wine cellar.
Okay, in the mayor's mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any windows? No, it's a cellar.
It's a
So
cellar.
I'm still not on the ground floor.
No.
I'm in the ethereal plane, but can I hear anything?
Yeah.
Okay, can I do a perception check to hear
Yeah, go for it.
sounds that might be coming from the floor above or adjacent rooms?
Yeah, go for it.
First one's a 17. Second one's a 9, so 17.
17. You can hear the sounds of what sounds like a bustling kitchen coming from straight above you. Someone seems to be giving orders, probably preparing a lunch service of some kind.
Okay. That's enough. I'm gonna run back out as fast as I can. What I do, just zoom in, you know, like not. I don't even need to use my feet.
No, you don't. And you remember the way through the corridors. You know how to go, and there aren't, there's no splits anywhere, but you're sort of instinctually following all of the turns, and make it back up. Are you leaving the warehouse, or are you just going back to the main floor of the warehouse?
I need to leave the warehouse.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm leaving the
All right.
warehouse.
You leave the warehouse, and I assume you'd agreed to meet in the alley or somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah. The three of you watch as Muck reappears, panting slightly from her haste to get back in time after a nerve-wracking hour in which she has been gone.
That was a long time.
Yeah. You're cutting it fine. We were worried.
Are you
I
okay?
know I'm fast.
I mean, I wasn't worried.
I'm fine.
You're a badass.
I'm
but...
kind of slippery, but fine.
I'll press the digitate.
Thank you.
Is this oil absorbed, or does it just stay there?
It evaporates.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Water-based. I saw a lot down there. The spells we fought, Mayor's got
Holy
them.
shit.
Mayor's got a couple in cages. Well, they look like animals, but probably were people. He's also got those in cages. Strange artifacts and a shitload of weapons. He's got that down there as well. But yeah, I think the biggest thing really is that, well, Nimbo, she's here. The werebear's here. She's in the this place connects to the mayor's mansion.
Oh, wait, so she's not like here.
She's not here, she's at the mayor's mansion.
Cool. Yeah, because all down for getting a little bit of the, REVENG. But I just wasn't expecting that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
So this place goes straight to the mayor's mansion.
Well, there's a long winding corridor, but because I did so well in school, I remember it like back of my hand.
Nice.
Left, right, left, right, left.
Up,
Do
up,
spin,
down, left,
straight
right,
up.
BA, start.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, if we can get back in, I didn't see any physical traps. If there's any way to get back in, then I would be able to guide us like around the physical stuff. It's just the magical stuff I can't really do much about.
Okay.
Well, we can take it slow and steady and not do anything reckless.
Yeah, because if we know that, this going in through the warehouse is gonna take us to, our main objective, we gotta be ready. We know we can't go in half cocked. So, do we want to go get Clara? Do we want to do this today? Do we want to have a rest? I mean,
how are you guys doing on spell slots?
So I've used one level 3 slot. I will if we want to dispel magic on one of these doors, I'll be using another level 3 slot. I can take a mana potion and hope that I roll well. Or maybe I'll get one of you guys to roll for me. Because it's 1d2 plus 1 spell levels. So if it's a bad roll, then it's just level 2, which I haven't used yet.
I've used my arcane recovery to get back all my spells, so I'd used 2, so I've got those back during the short rest.
Alright, so should we go get Clara? I'll have this potion. And yeah, we'll take it from there.
Do we want to do this under the cover of darkness?
That's probably wise.
Yeah. After dinner, the place we're going is near the kitchen.
Well, we're going to my grand's.
Could I?
Oh yeah. Oh, we can have dinner at your grand.
We could get...
Dagmar, how many hours is it between now and dinner time? Would it be a chance to hang out at the
Not enough time to have a long
Nanny
rest.
Muse's house? Ah, got that.
No. Only one long rest for 24 hours, guys.
Fair.
So you'd have to wait until the next day. But until dinner time, probably about, at this point, 6 hours.
In that time, could we find somewhere where we would be able to buy, possibly with Blurter's help, a potion of speed?
You have looked for one in one of the 2 shops. But you could certainly try the other magic shop in town, which you've not been to yet.
Let's do that.
So I believe you've been to the Genie's Lantern before. You go this time to the Once a Want, and I'm just having a quick look in their inventory, but I am afraid there is no potion of speed available right now. You could have them make one for you, but they're not stocked as standard.
How long would that take?
A couple of days.
Oh, we don't have time.
Yeah. Yeah, every second those people are in those cages, there's too many.
I'm just double checking. No, they don't have a scroll of haste either. They've got a scroll of slow.
How much is that?
400 gold.
I can't afford that. I have about 150 gold. So, Dagmar, how scrolls work? Is it concentration as normal?
Yes.
And do you have to have it in your spell list to be able to use it? Like for example, wizard, cleric, warlock.
No, but you need to make an Arcana check to cast it. If it's not.
Maybe this is more of an M thing.
Yeah.
I can't afford it, but yeah, I could cast it.
We could all chip in. If we all chip in 100,
I can afford 100.
I mean, I'm not against that, but is there anything else there that might be of more use? Is my only.
What types of things would you be looking for?
It's not like boots of spider climbing or anything like that.
They've got boots of striding and springing, but those are 5,000 gold.
Okay, no, we can't afford that.
No. All right, we can have a think about it. But
I will say, you know, they have a scroll of slow. It costs 400 gold. We're not going to get into this fight this session anyway. So if over the break between recordings you decide you do want to buy it, we can do that off screen.
Yeah.
Cool.
You can discuss later.
You can send inventory between.
Yeah, I'll send you to shop inventory.
Cool.
Okay.
Right.
Should we let Clara know?
Yep.
Go and back to Granny Muse. Clara is excited to get her revenge and is eager to come along with you on your quest. You wait for the cover of darkness. You have a nice home-cooked meal. And then you set off for the mayor's mansion once again.
Before we do that, can I just
Yes.
have a moment with my gran?
Of course.
If I don't come back, which this is a real chance. know that I love you more than anything.
I know. And I love you more than anything too, Emerald. You've made the past, how long's it been? 14 years? So much more worthwhile than I thought they would be.
I'll give her a big hug.
And can you just give me one moment, please, as I just double check a thing?
Roll for initiative.
She snaps my neck. Reveals herself.
You can't come back if you don't leave.
Just, yeah. Okay. As you hug her, you feel an energy wash over you. You realize she's casting a spell.
Do I know what she's doing?
You've never seen her do this. And this is not a wizard spell, so I'm gonna say no.
Can I do anything to figure it out?
You can make an Arcana check, or you can ask her.
I think I know what spell this is.
I'm gonna say, what did you just do? And roll Arcana. I got a 17 for 24.
She has cast Death Board.
Nice.
You'd better come back.
I know you'll only give me shit on the other side if I don't.
Not just me.
Oh. I don't want them to be disappointed.
Oh, them too. I was talking about my patron.
Oh. Well, I don't want to upset them.
Probably a bad idea.
Okay, love you, bye. And
Have fun storming the castle.
shut the door.
You make your way back under the cover of night and pick a window, I assume. But shall we do that starting next session?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh.
But before we get there, just because I've still got the moment of awesome from last week and I forgot to use it.
You don't need to
Can
use it this session.
Okay, never mind then. That's
Yeah,
fine.
you can save
I'm
it
just
for
gonna
next
make up
week
some
if you
random
want to.
bullshit.
Yeah. No, you can save them.
I'll do a
You
sick
just-
backflip.
You just you can be the MVP in name, but if people want to give the moment of awesome to someone else for something else cool that's happened, then that I'm okay with that.
Okay, sick.
So yeah, we're gonna wrap this session here. We'll be back soon, folks, with the actual storming of the mayor's basement, dungeon, prison, location, museum thing. What did you say? Bulk batch?
Back hatch.
Back passage.
Okay. But for now, my lovely players, I know we all greatly enjoyed Rachel talking to her god, but she just does still have a moment of awesome. So please, what was everyone's favorite other moments?
I mean, we always love Em and Gran.
Yeah.
But is that because of how I roleplay Gran is the real question. Do I get the moment of awesome for once?
It's all you. It's all you, Dagmar.
I really did like every aspect of Team Shit Screen.
Yeah.
That was all very impressive.
Beautiful.
I think the most important part of this entire session is when Blurter asked, could this be magically trapped? Because if you had not asked that question, we would have been fucked.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I was sat here going like this, waiting for someone to open a door or window.
I know you.
I was waiting for us to just decide to brute force it. So I could. No, I'm not going to say what I would have said.
I did appreciate the creativity of could we use the folding boat as a battering ram, but just
I mean,
not in this situation.
When Khalil was
Possibly
saying
in others.
the silence thing, I was just like, silence plus fireball. It's just like a
Right, so
those charges they
Blurta?
put on the door.
Mm-hmm. Delayed fireball. I believe that means Blurta gets MVP.
There you go.
All right, and Maxa has one for next session. In that case, folks, please remember to tune in on the 21st of this month for a fantastic queer maths one-shot with myself, Catherine, Sheard, and others. And we'll be back very soon. Have a great evening, folks. Good night.
Bye.